Snail Bros presents 7 myths you still believe about Canada. Number 1. Let's start. Name the capital of Canada. Bet you said Toronto, right? Wrong! Although it is the city with the highest population and is the country's financial hub, Toronto is not the country's capital city. That would be Ottawa. Still in the right province, but farther north, although you get half a point since Toronto is the provincial capital of Ontario. Number 2. Okay, but this has to be true. Canada is cold. Nope, not entirely. Canada actually contains a desert and has areas of moderate climate. Really. For example, many parts of British Columbia have little snow and early springs. British Columbia is also where you'll find the desert in the Okanagan Valley. Moving to another province, Pelee Island in Ontario is actually located on the same latitude as Northern California. But there's a reason for the impression that Canada is cold, so make sure to check the temperatures before visiting. Number 3. So, Canadians speak French and English, right? Not so much. According to statistics Canada in 2006, only about 22% or so of Canadians' first language is French. Of course, there is Quebec, where French is recognized as the official language of the province. The first language of almost everyone else in Canada, 60%, is English. Most of the French speakers live in either New Brunswick, Manitoba, or Northern Ontario. Number 4. But Canada is super safe, eh? Like no one locks their doors because there are no guns? Well, Michael Moore's opinion aside, it is still a good idea to be aware of your safety. Some crimes in Canada are actually higher than in their southern neighbor. For instance, property and car theft are more numerous. So while Canada is relatively safe and relative to the US there are dramatically lower rates of homicide, aggravated assault and robbery, it is still a good idea to be aware of your surroundings. And yes, lock your doors, just like the Canadians do. Number 5. All of Canada is liberal, no? As with all populations, even Canada has conservatives. Believe it or not, all of the conservative elements in the States, including evangelical Christians, pro-life proponents, anti-gay protesters, are represented all across Canada. Canada even has conservative regions of the country. For example, Alberta is known to be more conservative than the rest of Canada. Number 6. Moose roam the streets and bears, lots of bears! It is easiest to experience Canada's wildlife by booking a special tour in certain regions of the country. If you go looking for moose in Toronto or Quebec, you are bound to be disappointed. You may only see squirrels or birds. However, if you head out into the north, say in Ontario, in Algonquin Park, or Banff in Alberta, spotting wildlife is much more of a possibility. So, if you are in Canada to see beavers, whales, moose, bear and other iconic Canadian critters, book a tour. Number 7. But overall, Canada is just another state, like Minnesota, only bigger. Go ahead, visit Canada and make the assumption out loud that Canada might as well be considered part of the US. Canadians might be mild-mannered, but that comment is sure to get a rise. Culturally, of course, Canada is pretty similar to the US, similar TV shows, movies, even fashion. However, the differences are also there. The Canadian political system is organized much differently than America's. Canadians have different official languages and different currency as well. Canada also encourages immigrants to maintain and protect their culture of origin, much more so than the US, where people are expected to assimilate and absorb American culture. Thank you for watching yet another amazing video. Please do subscribe for many more.